In this podcast episode, Jay Leno, a well-known comedian, shares his journey into comedy and stand-up, starting from his childhood in a rural area in New York. He talks about how he was inspired by comedians like George Carlin and Richard Pryor, and how he got his start in comedy by performing in strip clubs and jazz clubs. He also discusses his experiences working with strippers and brushes with the mob during his early days in comedy. Leno explains that he believes low self-esteem is the key to success, as it allows him to listen and learn from others. He also emphasizes the importance of getting stage time and learning from other comedians rather than relying on agents or managers for work. He shares stories of his interactions with famous comedians like Richard Pryor and Freddie Prinze, highlighting the camaraderie and support among comedians. The conversation then shifts to Leno's transition into television, where he talks about how TV shows were always looking for comedians in the 70s and 80s. He explains how he got into TV through auditions and the support of other comedians who brought him to the attention of TV producers. The conversation then turns to Leno's passion for cars, which he attributes to growing up in New England and working on broken snowmobiles and cars. He emphasizes the importance of working with his hands and having a connection to reality, which he believes is lacking in today's society. Leno also discusses his approach to money and success, emphasizing the importance of humility and gratitude. He shares a story about turning down a higher fee for hosting The Tonight Show, choosing to stick with the standard rate, and ultimately being named the permanent guest host. He also talks about his love for the job and the joy he finds in performing, as well as his belief in treating people with kindness and respect. Leno emphasizes the importance of humility in the entertainment industry and the need to stay grounded despite achieving success. He shares anecdotes about his experiences with different people, including politicians and immigrants, and highlights the value of genuine interactions and connections. The conversation delves into the changing landscape of comedy and the impact of social media on public perception. Leno expresses his reluctance to use social media due to the potential for misinterpretation and the prevalence of outrage culture. He also discusses the challenges of navigating political correctness and the consequences of making controversial jokes in today's society. The podcast touches on the evolution of news and media, particularly in relation to the Rodney King incident and the unfiltered nature of information dissemination. Leno reflects on the lack of nuance in contemporary discourse and the tendency for issues to be polarized into black and white perspectives. Additionally, Leno shares personal stories about his friendship with Rodney Dangerfield and the impact of his comedic influence. He recounts a touching moment with Dangerfield during a hospital visit, highlighting the enduring spirit of a comedian even in difficult circumstances.